Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here broadcasting from Harvey Simpson Stadium here in Americus as the Knights are getting ready to take on Southland Academy here in a nice old school rivalry game here. So, Coach, any thoughts on tonight's game?
Well, I think obviously straight off the bat, we got to look at special teams. It's going to be early on. Over the last couple of weeks, we've had issues on our kick coverage, punt return coverage. So hopefully over the last week, I'm sure Coach McRae and the special team staff have been able to get out there and really do some work on it. I think that'll be quite big in today's game. It's going to be interesting to see. We know Coach Murray's going to have a strong defense. They're going to be organized. They've struggled scoring points, losing 13-10 earlier in the year to Terrell in their first game. We have managed to at least put up some points against a strong Sly County team and also last week against Miller County. So it's going to be interesting. I think if our defense can hold strong, they'll struggle scoring points, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, and like you said there, offensively, I think the Knights are going to continue to build on what they've done so far all year. As we got a coin toss going on there, and the Knights have won the toss and have elected to receive. So we will start with the ball here to get Coach McRae and that offense out here rolling. So that is probably the best decision there. Go ahead and take the kick and get that offense out on the field.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see Thomas Ray putting some pressure on the Southland defense nice and early. Coach Murray was at the Miller County game last week, so he was able to get a look at what we were doing. I don't think we used a extremely large playbook last week. So I think if Thomas Ray can move around in the pocket, get himself out wide, try and find some of those receivers early on, Smith Flynn, Parker Jones, then I think hopefully that's going to start opening up some goals for, Nick and Gleaton and Preston in the backfield.
Well, and, Coach Murray is very familiar with our former coach, Alan Lowe, who was here for a long time and Rod coached with. But it is going to be a little different offense than what he's used to seeing. So I'll be interested to see what he's got prepared here and what they even try to do defensively.
Yeah, I mean, even right now, the Knights are still an unknown quantity
that's right,
as opposed to the breadth of the playbook and what they're able to do and what we actually have. Coach McRae's still implementing some of his plays and he's still implementing his system. And with him doing that, I think we're going to see something new every week. So at least these first few games are going to be really interesting as to what he pulls out against what he sees.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely going to just continue to evolve as the year goes on, and I'm excited to watch it. So it looks like we are about to put the ball on the tee and get underway here. As usual, back deep for the Knights is Garrett Watson and Parker Jones to try to return this kick. And a bit of confusion there as we're going to have to jog to the other side of the field.
Kicking off for Southland will be number 17, Chase Ledger.
So that'll be number 17, Chase Ledger, the kicker, that's going to come out here and put the ball on a tee for the Raiders.
Number 12, Parker Jones, and number 19, Garrett Watson.
So Ledger signals to both sides, and it looks like we are ready to get underway here from Harvey Simpson Stadium. And the kick is directly to Parker Jones here. He's got a little room to work. He takes it around the edge for a good solid return to start. So, again, the Knights coming out with Thomas Ray under center, as we already kind of discussed here, looking to get him comfortable early.
Yeah, decent starting position for us as well. I think we're going to have the ball on about our 26-yard line. It's going to be interesting to see how Coach McRae decides to come out and attack early, if he's going to put the ball in Preston's hands or Gleaton and Nick's hands in this case and kind of chip away at that yardage, or if he's going to try and find Smith and Parker early.
All right, so the Knights are going to start here in that offset I formation. Twins receivers to the left. They're going to motion Jones, and they're going to turn and toss it to Gleaton Jones, who's got some room out here on the edge, and he barrels over a Southland defender for a gain of about 9 on the play. Good, solid run. That's more space than Gleaton's had on the first few runs of the year for him.
Yeah, and that's good to see because Gleaton needs that. He hasn't, as we talked about in Miller County last week, he really hasn't had a lot of space to get outside and run. I think his longest rush in the last few weeks has been, up to about 5 or 6 yards,
right.
And really, there.
Well, that's where he can really punish you when he gets out into open space. Some of those smaller defensive backs coming up to lay a hit there. It's a tough, tall order. Gleaton's a big guy coming barreling downhill like that. So.
Yeah, and I think early on here we've got a measurement coming already here, which everyone thought it was pretty solid at about 9 yards, but the spot of the ball I think is maybe a little bit generous here.
Yeah,
looks like we could get it by the nose of the ball.
And it is a first down. So first carry of the game goes for a solid 10 yards there for Gleaton, and we'll take a quick early first down. It's always nice to get your the feet in the game and get that early first down.
Yeah, and that's good. Like we said before, that's good for Gleaton. It's good blocking up front, and he skipped around a couple of tackles, and hopefully that's going to set the tone for the evening. If we can really get him going and keep him in the backfield again, it's going to be good for Thomas Ray to be able to keep it every now and then and still find those receivers.
And that'll really open up the play action passing game too if Gleaton is running hard. So Knights come out again, offset I to the other side this time, same motion for Jones, and they're going to run that same sweep the other way. And Gleaton is going to, again, another gain of about a solid rush there, gain of about 4 yards on the carry.
Gleaton Jones on the carry for Deerfield. On the stop for Southland, number 7, Owen Exley.
So that'll bring up second and about 6 here.
Second and 6.
Ball spotted at the 40-yard line. Knights are actually going to go to the gun here. Twins receivers to the right. They're going to snap it. They're going to hand the ball to Gleaton around the edge on that left side. He's going to able to get the edge and go for another solid carry there. So Coach McCray has decided early he's going to give the ball to Gleaton Jones early and often here.
Well, I think that's a smart decision. I think obviously they've seen something on Southland's defense that they're going to be able to exploit. And once Gleaton gets space, he has the pace to be able to exploit it. And, that's 2 first downs in a row, already up to our 47-yard line. And Gleaton taking already, I think, about 26, 27 yards there. So we're going to start to see, I'm sure Coach Murray will see it, start trying to make some adjustments, and we'll see how it goes.
Well, they're going to have to adjust. He's able to get that edge, and that's going to be tough all night. So they're going to line up in shotgun. They're going to throw a screen pass out there to Preston Jones. He makes a man miss. Cuts upfield and gains about 6 or 7. So a play that looked like it was stopped in the backfield. Preston shows a little wiggle there and is able to get forward for about 6 yards.
His pass is complete to number 8, Evan Abbott. On the stop for Southland, number 17, Chase Ledger, and number 23, James Griffin. Pickup of about 5. It'll be second and 5.
So great solid run there essentially for Preston Jones. His little screen pass. So we're going to come out again in the gun. Twins receivers right. Smith Flynn, the lone receiver, split over here closest to us here. And they're going to run a little read option, it looks like, with Thomas Ray. He's going to keep it. And he's going to fight forward for about another gain of about 4. So that'll bring up 3rd and 2.
Yeah, and we've already seen what? We've already seen here a good mixture of plays here. With Thomas Ray keeps one there. We find the pass play out to Preston. Gleaton's obviously getting his rushes in. So, even on this first drive, Coach McCray's starting to open it up a little bit.
So they're going to run that toss again to Gleaton. He's able to get out here on the edge And it looks like he will be close to first down.
Clayton Jones on the
May
carry.
not have got it there, but it's going to be close.
On the stop for Southland, number 9, Will Tubbs.
I think this is going to be close enough for a measurement again. They're bringing in the officials, take the official timeout.
For measurement.
But there's a super tackle there. Gleaton looked like he was going to power through and get there, but I can't remember which number it was on the tackle there. Really was able to hold on to him and
that's
dragged him back.
That's a tough tackle to make. Open field tackle like that. Running back's got a head of steam to keep him from falling forward for that first down. That's a great tackle there. I'm not sure, like I said, Coach, I'm not sure what Raider that was, but he did make a good play out there nonetheless. So they're going to bring the measurements all the way across the field here and see what we got. And it looks like we're going to be short by about a foot here. So bring up fourth and less than 1. So if you're Coach McCray here, do you go for it? He's shown that he will do that some. He's not afraid to get after it here.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is prime Nick Singletary territory, isn't it?
Yeah,
you just hand it off to Nick, put his head down, put his shoulders down, and he gets the 4 or 5 yards going through the middle. I think definitely the way that the Knights have started with the running game. I mean, you've got Gleaton, you've got Thomas, you've got Nick. So, really from that standpoint, at this stage in the game, I think it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I think so too. And again, right there, following right behind Big Carl right there might be a good play here. Just let Thomas sneak right behind him and fall forward, and he should be able to get this first down. So we're going to come out here in the I. You got Twins receivers to the right. Smith Flynn, the lone receiver here to the left. Thomas is going to look to the sideline here. The official blows us live, and we're ready to go. And
that's what we didn't need.
That's exactly
false
what
start, yeah.
We'll bring up 4th and 5 for the Knights.
So it'll be about 4th and 5 here for the Knights.
We're in an interesting position here. We've got the speaker right above our head. We've got the band down to the right. So if you hear everything go silent for a minute, it's because the band's playing.
So they're just going to come out and line up at the gun and just do a quick punt down there with Thomas Ray, which is, again, smart play there. Just a quick kick. You're going to pin him inside the 20. Heck of a call there.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see what they did. Interesting to see how we changed that from last week, with those. We got some great field position in the past, and that long snaps just kind of pinned us back a little bit. So just to see that quick kick from Thomas Ray and see how Southland react to that now is going to be interesting for the rest of the game.
That gives you a little wrinkle to throw out there. If you come out in 4th down, they have to be prepared for that. So the Raiders will take over here on offense. Quarterback number 14, Nathan Duke, lines up in the shotgun. And he is met back there by a host of Knights. Looks like Gleaton Jones was the first one there.
Number 3, Gleaton Jones.
That'll be a loss of 3 for the Raiders.
It'll be 2nd and 14 for the Raiders.
So it'll bring up 2nd and long here for the Raiders, pinned deep in their own territory.
Yeah,
start.
And we knew, as we spoke coming into it, the Raiders' strong suit is their defense.
That's right.
And, they've struggled scoring some points and whatnot in the past. So it's going to be interesting to see here how their offense, gets around. We've had fantastic defensive outing against Miller County last weekend. So this is going to be interesting to see how they do.
So Duke took the shotgun snap there and scrambled out right, looking to find a crossing route, and we had that covered up pretty well. We had every receiver covered there. We had him on the sprint out. There was not much room to go with the football there. So, quite frankly, Coach, I think the strong suit for the Knights is their defense as well. So this ought to be a nice slugfest going on tonight here. So. To bring up 3rd and 14 here. The Raiders are going to come out with twins receivers to either side. The shotgun here. They're going to hand the ball right up the middle, and it is met right there in the middle by big Jaden Hubbard coming up there, making a big stop there. So that'll bring up 4th and long here. Can only imagine the Raiders are going to punt right now.
Bring up 4th down for Southland.
Yeah, I mean, what a great defensive start. Raiders in negative yardage. The only time they really looked at getting that yardage on those plays was quarterback getting outside there, and even then the coverage was good enough to be able to stop the play. So looks like they're going to have a little bit of work to do on the running game as well.
I think so. I think it's going to be tough sledding for them up there. So they're going to come out here, and Ledger's going to punt. It's a line drive punt to Parker Jones, who's going to pick it up, make a man miss, get upfield about 8 or 10 yards. So off of what looked to be just a dead kind of kick there, he's able to pick it up and get some positive yardage out of it, put us over midfield. So
yeah, get us a good start in Southland territory. So be interesting to see if McRae sticks with that split I formation, or if he's going to be able to start throwing the ball around a bit here.
Oh, it's only a matter of time, I think, before we see that. So it looks like we're going to take an official timeout here with 6 minutes and 54 seconds left in the first quarter. Score still tied 0-0.
Timeout on the field for a water break.
So the Knights will come out with twins receivers split to the left. Both Parker Jones and Preston Jones out to the left here. They're going to hand it to Singletary up the middle, and he powers forward for a gain of about 4.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we look for from Nick. We get that quick 5 or 6 yards in there, makes it a little bit easier, 2nd down, 3rd down. Nick's got a lot of power there. He's got a lot of success. He runs very low for his size, and he's able to break those tackles.
He does. He definitely runs hard. So, again, back to that same formation with them split out here to the left. They're going to drop back, let Thomas throw it. He's going to throw the ball up top. And he had Smith Flynn open over there, just overthrew it just a bit. And that's a tough throw. He had a man in his face there as well. So there's a quick shot there from Coach McRae there about midfield. So it's perfect time to take one. So we'll come out. We'll be 3rd down and about 6 here.
On the coverage for Southland, and bring up 3rd and 6 for the Knights.
Like you said there, Coach, that strong run from Singletary gives him the opportunity to take a shot right there. So very similar formation here, lined up in the gun.
Wouldn't be surprised this time if he tries to look for the same thing over with Parker, 1v1 over here, closest to us. That's way too far.
Well, he looked for the same thing, but back to Smith Flynn over there to that other side, and they were not fooled this time. They had rolled the safety over there over the top, so that'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, and to be fair, that came out of Thomas's hand really nicely. I mean, he overthrew it by about 15 yards. So, it looks like we're going to go for it again, though. I mean, we've got the option of the quick punt here.
Yeah.
that Thomas used last time. Still got Nick and Gleaton in the backfield. You still got Preston and Parker out here, so we'll see how it changes this time.
See if we that one unfortunately took a Raider bounce and rolled into the end zone. So, and if you're Southland, that's exactly what you're hoping for on those. They're not dropping anybody back there to try to return it. They're staying up solid in case we do run a fake there. But unfortunately, Thomas was not able to get it to die short of the goal line.
Yeah, and to be fair, this is good to see from the Knights because we have had issues with our punting game.
We have.
So until they really get that long snap right, it's good to be able to see at least Thomas Ray's getting 30-40 yards on his one-step punts in there. So we're still having the opportunity to pin Southland back on their 20 and inside the 20. And that's positive from the coaching staff. It's good to see those changes.
It is. They've done a great job making some adjustments here. So Southland's going to come out in the wing tee. They're going to motion back across the back of the formation. They're going to hand it back the other way. And it is met in the backfield by Gleaton Jones. Another big tackle there from the senior linebacker. He has not been fooled on any of their misdirection so far.
Number 20, Brooks Martin on the stop for the Knights.
Nick Singletary.
Loss of about 4 for South, and will bring up second and 14.
So the Raiders are going to come out again. Looks like they're going to go under center this time. Little I formation with Twins receivers split out right here. And the ball's on the ground. So not a good start offensively so far for the Raiders here. They've had, on first down, both times they've gone backwards.
Yeah, I mean, I think, Southland right now looking at about -8 yards on offense. To be fair, Deerfield has brought the pressure. They put the pressure.
They have.
And so far, they've done a fantastic job.
So the Raiders are going to come out in the gun here. Exley and Duke are the backs back there. You got Trips come across to the right here. A little high snap there, and he's going to skip it out there to the outside. So, again, not a great snap. That's one under center and now one out of shotgun. That's hit the turf for the Raiders, and so that'll bring up 4th and long. So.
Yeah, and that play just looked like a mess from the start, to be honest. I mean, they weren't comfortable with it. There was a lot of movement early. So you really got to hope for South though that they can start getting this offense flowing a little bit, or they're going to be pinned deep quite often, and the Knights are just going to keep coming and keep coming.
Yeah, when you give some of these Knights linebackers the ability to flow to the football like that, they're going to get there and make you pay. So Ledger's going to drop back and kick another line drive punt. Almost hit the exact same location as he did with the last one. Parker decided this time not to pick that one up, and so we'll take over with the ball about the 41-yard line.
Yeah, and he's got a good leg on him there, Ledger. He's really trying to do his best effort to get him out of pressure here, and everything that he's able to got out of his hand so far onto his foot. I mean, we're looking at still 45 to 50 yards. So he's, hopefully not too many punts will go into the end zone from us, but hopefully we won't punt too many more times. But, if so, at least Southland do have that going for them.
So the Knights are going to come out here with Twins to the left. Thomas Ray in the gun. They're going to fake the sweep to Jones. T-Ray looks like he's going to keep it around the edge, and he gets about a gain of about 4 on that scramble. So he didn't see anything downfield he liked, and that's what he brings for you. He can take off and go at any point in time. So what looked like a blown play, he gets 4 yards out of it.
Yeah, and it looked like he was looking to get to Parker or Preston over here on his left side, and he got some pressure around that left side pretty early, and at that point it was a case of tuck it and run.
So the Knights come out here in that offset I formation. Parker and Preston Jones out to the right. They're going to motion Parker. They're going to run that sweep that's been so successful. And Gleaton has space. And he cuts upfield. And he gets a great gain there by Gleaton Jones out to about the 35-yard line. So that's a gain of about 20, 25 yards there from Gleaton.
Yeah, and, this is good to see. This has got to be lifting his confidence because after last week, his confidence not necessarily shot, but, he really wasn't getting the yardage in the first few games that he has the ability to get. So hopefully now you saw from those first early runs that he's able to pick it up. And certainly there, I mean, he misses that last tackle and he's in the house.
Well, right there you could see he had he saw the hole and he hit it, shot out of a cannon there. So they're going to roll T-Ray out to the right there. He's going to fire, and it is caught there by Parker Jones. So tough catch there from the senior wide receiver going down and sliding for that catch.
Yeah, he had about 3 Raiders around him, and it was a low throw down by the shoelaces, and he was able to turn around and get his body underneath it and hold on.
And really tough throw there from Thomas. He put that about where Parker was the only one that had a shot at that ball, and that's a next level throw there from the sophomore quarterback. So the Knights come out in the I formation under center. They'll hand it to Singletary up the middle, who's going to fight forward for about 4 or 5 yards there. So bring up second and short here, about 2nd and 6.
Got about 3 minutes left in this first quarter, and the Knights dominating possession on the offense and doing a good job on the defense. So hopefully here, right before the end of the quarter, we're able to put some points on the board.
So offset I formation here for the Knights. Thomas going to snap it. He's going to hand it to Gleaton. He's got some more room again, and he powers forward there. Looks close to a first down here from Gleaton.
Jones on the carry for Deerfield. On the stop for Southland, number
All right, so Thomas Ray's in the shotgun here. He's going to motion Parker Jones across. They're going to flip it to him on a shovel pass. He's got the edge. He's got the first down and more. And it looks like he is
in for the touchdown. Yeah, it took a while there. You saw that pylon go down. Everyone kind of waited to watch a little bit, but then the official's arms went up. And, that's a super play call there because they're looking for Gleaton or Nick to burst down the middle, possibly a little pass in behind the Smith and Parker. So just to have that wide receiver in motion and get him around the edge.
And something that we've seen so far tonight that the Knights have not been able to do in the previous 2 weeks is they're getting the edge in this running game. And it's something, if they can keep getting that edge with the speed that they have, it's going to be a long night for the Raiders. So Waylon, the freshman kicker, coming out here to put this one on the tee. And it's up. And it's good. So the Knights will take a early 7-0 first quarter lead with 2 minutes and 2 seconds left. And a heck of a drive there.
good by number 32, Waylon Marbury. Kicking off for the Knights will be number 32, Waylon Marbury. Back deep for Southland, number 7, Owen Exley, and number 10, Caleb Long.
So the Raiders look to respond here. They've got Exley deep to try to return this kick, who is their feature back here. So they're looking obviously to get something going here on the on a kickoff. Marbury's got the ball on the tee, and he's getting us ready to go.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because this is our first look now at the kick return team.
Yeah.
We made adjustments on the punt team, and so it's going to be interesting now to see what we're doing here on the kick return.
So that is a different approach. Oh, almost recovered that there, Coach. That was a much different look than what the Knights have done the previous 2 weeks and booting everything deep. They tried to pop that one up there, and Parker almost got down there and got it before the Raiders could get to it.
Yeah, and I think if that takes, with those end-over-end kicks, you're not sure if it's bouncing forward, bouncing backwards. If that takes a bounce the other way, we've got the ball back.
We do. So definitely made some adjustments on the special teams here. So at the bare minimum, it didn't give the Raiders an opportunity to return that one. So they'll take over about the 35-yard line, and we did give ourselves a shot at recovering it. So Raiders will take over 1st and 10. Nathan Duke, the quarterback, is going to come out under center in the I formation. He puts the ball on the turf again. That will be the 3rd time tonight that they have not been able to handle that snap. So they were able to recover it all 3 times tonight, but that's something to keep an eye on here, Coach.
Yeah, and I think Gleaton's got into the backfield defensively 3 or 4 times, and you wonder if that's playing on the quarterback's mind a little bit on those snaps to get the ball in his hands nice and quick and try and find that running back or get his feet set to be able to make a throw nice and early. Without the Knights linebackers getting through the middle.
So they'll come out here again in that I formation. Tight end is to the left here. They're going to turn and they're going to hand the ball back to the tailback. And he's going to keep churning those legs forward for a gain of about 3.
Number 23, James Griffin on the carry for Southland.
That is number 23, James Griffin on the carry for Southland. That will bring up 3rd and 6 here for the Raiders. So that was really their first solid play on offense there, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, he got a 7-yard gain there.
Yeah.
It was a good run. He stayed nice and high, was able to move those legs nice and quick, and really was able to find that hole and break through.
So I formation again, this time with twins receivers to the right, tight end left. They are going to fake the run to the fullback, run a little option here around the edge. And they've got a first down and a little bit more there.
Griffin picks up the first down for Southland.
So they went with a little triple option play there and tossed it right back out there to Griffin after the solid run, and he's able to pick up a first down. So number 34, Grayson Darby, jogs off the field there. So bring up first down for the Raiders. I don't know that we'll see another play here before the end of the quarter. And so with that, we will take it to the second quarter. So the Knights with an early 7-0 lead.
Check it out.
So after the first quarter, Gleaton Jones leads the Knights with it's got 6 carries, 50 yards on the ground. Thomas Ray's added 7, and Nick Singletary has added 8. Thomas has also thrown 3 completions for a gain of about 34 yards, with majority of that going to Parker Jones on the touchdown on the shovel pass there. So pretty good offensive start for the Knights and defensive start. So we'll come out here with the Raiders in the shotgun. They're going to snap it to Duke and fake the sweep and let him keep it around the edge. He shakes off a tackler, and he is hit hard there by number 17, Carter Dariso, on the tackle.
Brought down by number 17, Carter Dariso.
So Duke was able to make a man miss, but he did not get far after stretching that play out there.
Yeah, and I think, Parker got a touch on him on the first tackle there. And I think that slowed him down a little bit, let Carter kind of start hunting him down. And with a whole host of Knights he was about to run into, it was Carter that got there first.
Well, this Knights defense does a great job of flowing to the football. If you see that, everybody is constantly in pursuits, but taking a good pursuit to the football. So almost bobbled that snap there again. Duke's going to roll out, slings it across his body, and it is dropped there, or hits the turf, by to number 10, Caleb Law, the target there. But they'll bring up 3rd and about 11 here for the Raiders. Duke looks to the sideline, looks to get another play call there. He audibles to his offensive line. Then they've got a twin set to the right. They're going to hand it to the fake the handoff to the fullback, run a sweep back this side, and there is nobody home over here to the left of the Knights. So
First and 10 for Southland from the.
So a little trickery there from the Raiders.
Yeah,
double reverse.
Yeah, great play call there. I think Rod Murray's down there calling the offensive plays as well. So, he's taking a little leaf out of someone else's book, I think.
I've seen that one before.
Yeah. But, great play by the Raiders. They had plenty of room outside, and Bettis has merely made a great tackle coming across the field because there was a lot of space for him to cover.
There was there. So offset power look here for the Raiders. They're going to run right to that side with number 7, Exley there. So that is his first carry of the night.
Brought down by number 12, Parker Jones, and number 13, Smith Flynn.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 4 for the Raiders.
About 6, it'll be 2nd and 4. Ball is spotted at the Knight 18.
The Raiders will come out this time again in that power look. 2 fullbacks, 1 offset to the left. They'll run it right behind that look again to Exley, who's able to he comes up and gets tackled there by Carter Dariso, but not before Exley gets close to the first down.
Brought down by number 17, Carter Dariso. Ball will be spotted at the Knight 15. It'll be 3rd and 1 for Southland.
So 3rd and 1 here for the Raiders. And right back into that power eye formation look with that 2 fullbacks. Fullback to the right this time, and they'll hand it back inside to Exley, who is stuffed about the line of scrimmage.
Leading the way for the Knights, number 53, John Branch.
And that was a great tackle by John there. That power that he was able to get through kept the Raiders from getting that first down. But still, fourth down and about a yard. It's going to be interesting to see if they go for it again here.
I'd imagine they're at least going to come out, and they've already got us to jump once. They'll probably come out with a good, solid hard count here and see what they can't do. Oh, and the ball's out. Ball's out, and the ball went backwards. So that will be, the Knights will take over on downs there after another mishandled snap there between the quarterback and the center. So they've got a little issue going on there.
Yeah, and that was strange as well because that ball was just seemed like it was popped straight up and no one was expecting it. There was certainly nobody around there. There was nobody that was.
Yeah, that was definitely an interesting snap. I don't know that they were planning on snapping the football at all. I think they were going for a hard count there, and the center was unaware, and so he snapped it when he thought he was supposed to, and the quarterback was not even anticipating the ball coming at all. So the Knights, with a very fortunate break there, they'll take over on downs. Thomas in the shotgun here. Gleaton back there with him. He's going to drop to pass. He's going to throw it across to Flynn, who is through his hands there, but there is a flag down.
13 Smith Flynn, the flag on the play. So the sideline warning against Southland.
So it is a sideline warning on Southland, meaning the next one will be a 15-yard penalty.
It'll be 2nd and 10.
But it will be 2nd and 10 for the Knights here.
Ball is spotted at their 18.
Ball on the 18-yard line. You've got Twins receivers to the left. Thomas Ray under center. He's going to snap. He's going to hand it to Gleaton, who doesn't have much room over there. He's going to fall forward for a gain of about 3. So that'll bring up 3rd and 7.
Leading the way for Southland, number 32, Coleman Fort.
So 3rd and 7 here for Deerfield Windsor. We're gonna come out here in the gun. You've got Twins receivers right. Thomas is going to drop back to pass. He's got pressure over his outside. He's going to throw a screen pass back left to Singletary, who is hit hard there after a gain of about 2.
Ray's pass is complete to number 3, Gleaton Jones.
Excuse me, I was incorrect there. That was a throwback screen there to Gleaton, and he was unable to get going. So 4th and 6 here. The Knights will come out in the shotgun. Looking more than likely. So a quick punt there that unfortunately Thomas was not able to get as much a leg on that one. It was an end-over-end kick. Went for about 25 yards there. So the Raiders will take over with promising field position here for their drive.
It'll be 1st and 10 for Southland at the Deerfield 32-yard line.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 32 here for the Raiders. The Raiders are going to come out in a wing T formation. Duke under center. Exley, the fullback behind him. They're going to motion the tailback in that rocket motion there, and they're going to hand it to Exley, who fights forward for a gain of about 7 there from Exley. So he's a very tough runner. He puts his head down and he fights hard for some extra yardage there. So that'll bring up 2nd and about 3 for Southland.
Actually picked up about 7. It will be 2nd and 3. Ball is spotted at the 9-24.
So again to the I formation here for the Raiders. They're going to hand the ball again to the fullback. That fullback there is number 26, Greer Hagerson. Looks like it will be a first down. So some hard, tough running here for the Raiders in the second quarter.
Hagerson picked up a first down for the Raiders.
So 5 minutes and 40 seconds and counting here in the first half. The Raiders are going to come out in the I formation. And they're going to shift here to the shotgun. 2 offset backs. They're going to let Duke run the speed option that direction. He keeps it himself, cuts upfield for a gain of about 4 on the play.
Leading the way for the Knights, number 17, Carter Daraso.
Carter Daraso again on the tackle. He's been a huge piece for this Knights defense here early this season.
Yeah, I think we talked about him a little bit last week as well over at Miller County, that he really seems to be in the right place at the right time when making these tackles. And the good thing is I'm not sure if at any of these times, if we've seen him miss a tackle yet. He's very good at getting low. He's wrapping up those legs nice and quick. And really when he makes contact, for the most part, those players are going down.
He's done a fantastic job in the open field of coming up making those tackles. So, and that is a tall order. So we're going to come, or the Raiders are going to come out here in the I formation. Duke's going to drop back to pass. He doesn't have much there, and he's going to be sacked.
Branch and number 62, Frank Middleton, on the stop for the Knights.
So John Branch and Middleton able to get in there and get a sack there of Nathan Duke. That will bring up 3rd and 3 for the Raiders here. 3 minutes and 56 seconds and counting. They'll come out here, and the ball's on the turf. And again, that center and quarterback exchange is that has been their Achilles heel all night.
Yeah, and that just looked like a quick snap there, and the quarterback's head went down. He tried to get to that ball nice and quick. So it certainly wasn't like the other ones where it's been popped up or anything. That just seemed like the quarterback just dropped it.
Just dropped that one. So it's probably a little bit in his head at this point. But the Raiders look like they're going to come out and try a field goal here. Field goal kicker they've trotted out as number 10, Caleb Law. So let's see if what they've gotten as far as the kicking game goes. So the ball is up and it's on the tee, and it's good. So solid kick there from Law, able to put that one in. It's kind of a quick snap on the field goal there. Knights weren't able to really even get down and get any pressure up the middle on that. So pretty good offensive series there for the Raiders.
Yeah, that was a good 30-yard kick. Nice and high, pretty straight down the middle. So it's something that the Knights are going to have to be aware of. But again, great stop by the defense. Hopefully now we can get a good return on this kickoff drive down and be able to score.
Yeah, anytime a team takes over in their own territory like that, or in your own territory, about to score, they only had 35 yards to go there to put the ball in the end zone. They were unable to do so. So it's a big win to get to force a field goal, even if they were able to convert there. So deep for again is Watson and Jones.
Number 12, Parker Jones.
Number 17, Chase Ledger, is their kicker for kickoffs and is also their punter here. So he's going to come out and see what he can get going here.
Also back deep, number 19, Garrett Watson.
And we're underway. It's a short kick. It's going to be fielded by Gleaton Jones. He catches. He's got some room out there. He tries to hurdle a defender, it looks like, almost, but he was taken down. A nice solid return there. Almost was able to get the edge and take that one to the house there, but that was a great touchdown-saving tackle for the Raiders.
Yeah, Gleaton looked as though he had room early coming down this right-hand side, and then, Southland did a good job of compacting that space. And once Gleaton started to go the other way, it was, like you said, he did have the space there, but that was a great open field tackle.
So Thomas Ray is going to start with the ball under center. I formation with twins right. He's going to snap. He's going to hand up to Singletary, who's met in the backfield.
The 28, Nick Singletary on the carry.
Not able to get much going there. He's a kid that if you get him going downhill, he's going to go for a 2 or 3, but they didn't let him get started there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Knights.
So Thomas is going to come out in the gun this time. He's going to motion Parker across. They're going to run the speed option to the left. He's going to pitch it to Gleaton, who's got some room. He lowers a shoulder and fights forward close to the first down marker there.
Yeah, I think he's just going to be just short there, maybe about half a yard. But there is a flag there. I wonder if it's...
So that looks like that was a legal shift there. So it looks like Parker may have gotten going downhill. That is the thing with emotion. If you are coming across, you cannot get moving forward. That is what I assume they called there. If he got just a little bit downfield, he's kind of done that all night though, and they haven't called that. So interesting call there from the officiating crew. But that will back us up after the big run from Gleaton. So it will still be 2nd down. 2 minutes and 11 seconds remaining here in the first half. The Knights do have a 7-3 lead.
So 2nd and 15 for the Knights.
So 2nd and 15 from the 26-yard line. So the official will start the clock here. The Knights come out with trips to the left. Gleaton, the lone back there with Thomas to the left as well. They're going to throw a screen pass out to Parker Jones, who's able to get about 2 to 3 on that. So
yeah, and I think
3rd and long.
I think he would have had a bit of space there. I think there was a missed block there on the outside, and I think if that block's made, I think Parker's able to get a couple more yards there. But
timeout, Southland.
So Coach Rod Murray and the Raiders are going to take a timeout on this 3rd and long play here for the Knights. Coach, offensively, after our hot start there, we've kind of slowed down in the run game here.
Yeah, we knew Coach Murray had the ability there defensively to make changes, and that's what he's been able to do.
That's right.
And that line, defensive line's been a little bit stronger for them, and their shifts helped them out a little bit more, and they're being able to get more Raiders around the ball instead of us being able to isolate individuals.
Right, and to be fair to Coach Murray there, I don't think we've seen that those plays that Gleaton was breaking out long there. I don't think we've seen that formation or play yet all year. So he's not something he was prepared for, and he made a quick adjustment as we knew he would there. So and it's going to be a defensive battle here between the Raiders. It always is when we have to come up here to America. So 3rd and 13. Here. Well, it'll be the pistol, rather, as he's going to have Gleaton as the tailback behind him. He's going to snap it.
The last kick sliced off Thomas's foot. Is it going to be a quick kick again? Or are they going to bring Garrett out for the long snap and, try and put Garrett's foot through it for 50 yards?
Well, based on the formation here, it looks like they're going to quick kick it again. So the Raiders run a player on late there. Thomas is going to kick, and much better connection with this one. but it did go out of bounds there. So, not great field position here for that Knights defense to start off here. Short field with 1:22 left in the half.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Raiders at the Deerfield 37.
So after the short kick, the Raiders will take over with 37 yards to go here. Big win for the Knights defense would be if they're able to keep the Raiders out of the end zone and take a lead into half. So trips formation here. They're going to turn. They're going to hand it to Exley, who's got some running room up the middle. And he's going to go for about 8 there.
Brought down by number 62, Frank Middleton. The 2nd and 3 for Southland.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 3 here. They're going to snap it out of that trips formation, hand it back again to Exley. But not fooled on that one this time there, as John Branch is the first Knight to meet him in the hole there. So inside of a minute, 57 seconds and counting going here.
Loss of about
3rd and 5 here for the Raiders.
And I think they're just outside of field goal range as well. So
Yeah.
if as long as we keep them a stop, I think that, the clock's going to run.
So they're going to drop back and let Duke throw one. He throws it up top there, and so I don't think they ever had a chance of completing that one there. Caleb Law was the intended receiver, but Duke threw that one about 15 yards over his head there. So 4th and 5, big stop there for the Knights defense. I do think you're right, Coach. I don't know that they will do anything here, but try to take this one to half. So.
Well, 4th down, I mean, they've got to do something because with the Knights having to, it still gives time for Thomas to take a shot, and he's shown he can throw the ball. So, I mean, they may try a little quick kick over the top and pin us down, or they may go for the rush and try and get that 1st down and stop the clock, get that field goal.
Yeah, they'll line up in that trips formation again. They're going to run the speed option with Duke and Exley. They'll pitch it to Exley on the edge. He's close to a 1st down there. I think he's got it and more. But the clock is going to stop. That will be a 1st down. So you're correct. They did have to do something there, and they will get the 1st down. And that's close to field goal range here for Law. So that was a big run there for the Raiders.
Yeah, and I think the thing about it is now, they're out of timeout, so they've really got to try and take a shot. They seem to be getting that option going with Exley, and he breaks through the middle. And looks like he's going to get another 1st down, and that stops the clock with just under 16 seconds.
Well, once the ball gets placed here, it will start going again. And right now, that's the Knights' best friend right now is the clock, as we saw in that late end of that Miller County game. But we're going to line up trips here. They're going to run the speed option to the left. They'll pitch it to Exley. Carter Dariso again coming up there, making a huge tackle. He met Exley in the backfield there and tripped him. Was the first Knight there to kind of trip him up, and John Branch came and finished the deal there. So there will be Southland will take their final 3rd and final timeout with 5 seconds left. Excuse me. All they got left is a one final shot at the end zone here, I think.
But to me, if you're not winning state, you doesn't mean you're unbeatable. So they should not be playing this time.
So it looks like Southland going for the field goal here. Do
They
you think
are.
there's going to be a fake?
It wouldn't shock me here. But again, take the 3 points, a 1 point game going into half. Law made one from just right this spot last time, but with Coach McCrae's not going to take those timeouts with him to halftime. He's going to try to ice the kicker a little bit here, so he's going to call a timeout.
Yeah, I didn't see Exley out on the field, so I think, if Exley's on the sideline there, I think, they're probably looking to hit that field goal.
Yeah.
If he was out there on the field lined up, then, I think it's a 50-50 shot.
Yeah. So after the timeout, the Raiders do still look like they are trotting out the field goal unit. Law is the kicker, with quarterback Nathan Duke as the holder. They're going to snap it. They get a clean snap, clean hold, clean kick. So another solid field goal there from Law. So that will be 7-6. So the Knights do still have a 1 point lead going into halftime. 1.6 seconds remaining on the clock. So we will at least get a kickoff. But that, unfortunately, the field position there is what gave the Raiders those points.
Yeah, and, we keep harping on about it and we keep talking about it, but it looked early on when we had them deep in their territory, Thomas was just able to kind of pop those kicks inside the 20. When we have a longer field to go, he's sliced both of those kicks off to the left. I think you stick with it because he's shown he can do it, but he may just need to calm down a little bit on those longer kicks.
Well, and that's what you're taught to do on those is typically you're doing those inside opposing territory to pin them deep. So he's not looking to get a booming kick most of the time. So that's tough to ask a kid. All right, now you're going to go out there, take one step, and kick it 40 yards. So tough job there on special teams again for the Knights here. But hopefully they can take this kickoff here and for a little redemption. So the little onside kick there. Ball is going to be recovered by number 61, Will Gray, there on the onside kick. He was smart just to fall on it. That will give the Knights 1.6 seconds here for Thomas to drop back and let one rip.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he lets him drop back and really goes, lets Parker and Smith and Preston get downfield. You got nothing to lose. So you go for it. You take the sack if you can't get the ball off, as long as you wrap that ball up tight and nothing comes loose. So, it looks like they're coming out Parker and Preston, both out on the side towards it nearest us, with Smith 1v1 over on the outside.
See, if they had kicked that ball deep there, I don't think that Coach McCrae runs the offense back out here. But the ball is about midfield, so that does give Thomas has enough arm to get the ball to the end zone here. So he's going to snap it and run the option, and he's going to cut up field, and he is tackled after a gain of about 10. So I didn't necessarily let him take a shot, but he did run an offensive play to see if we could break it long. So after the first half, the Knights will take a lead into the locker room, 7-6.
Yeah, and I think Coach Murray's got to be delighted with that, to be honest. He 7-0 down. We had a lot of ball on the offense. We had a lot of ball deep inside Raiders territory. And really, they weren't getting much on offense. They were minus 8 yards on offense after the first two drives. So to go in at a 1 point game, I think on one side, Coach Murray's going to be very happy with it. And I think Coach McCrae is going to have a chat about just trying to find some consistency there when we have the ball.
Yeah, it looked like the Knights were going to be able to run all day long here. Gleaton Jones has 7 carries for 53 yards. Singletary has 3 carries for 7. Thomas Ray had about 10 yards there, or 13 yards there before the sack, and so that took him back a little bit. But Thomas Ray does have 39 yards passing and a touchdown completed to Parker Jones. So at the break, the Knights will take a 1 point lead, 7-6.
We'll begin with our senior cheerleaders. Our first senior cheerleader tonight is Carson Clements.
Excuse me, sir. And we are back here for the start of the second half. The Knights will take a 7-6 lead, and they will start on defense here as they elected to receive the opening kickoff. So Wayland will come out here and try to pin the Raiders deep here for their first possession of the game. So field position is a big talking point here for us, Coach. I think if we could win the field position battle here in the second half, we'll come out victorious in this ballgame.
Yeah, and it was interesting during halftime when the players came back out that Hayden was out here practicing those long snaps. So it kind of tells me, if he's got the confidence now in the second half, if we have to end up punting, I'll see that Coach McRae will take that opportunity to give us that long snap and try and get us back in that game.
So again, they'll try that little pooch kick there again. Popped it up there about the 35-yard line, and great play there. They were down there in coverage. Still, again, one bounce backwards, and that's the Knights football. So definitely a different approach than what we've taken the previous 2 weeks on kickoff, and it's already paying dividends there. So that's a good start there for the Knights. The Raiders will take over with the ball on the 37-yard line. So a little action on this end of the field here to start.
Well, and it's going to be interesting as well because the Raiders really started driving at the end of the first half there. They really got their offense going. They were able to make some adjustments. Coach Murray was able to get some yardage. So it'll be interesting to see how this second half starts if they're able to keep the same momentum going. First play there. James Griffin on the carry. He was able to get about 3 yards, and it's going to be second down and about 7.
Well, it looked like the Knights had him there in the backfield, but he was able to put his foot in the ground, get to the edge there. Parker Jones came up and made him cut back inside, and Hub was there to clean up the mess there as he cut back inside. So it'll be 2nd and 8 here for the Raiders. They're going to come out with trips to the right here. Lone receiver over here, and there's nobody over here. Parker is coming on late. They're going to run that speed option that side with no defender there. And Exley's going to carry for down close to first down. He was tackled there by
Smith Bettis. Lucky he made the adjustment to get over because if he didn't get over here, that was a touchdown.
There was nothing but green over here. There was no Knights over here on this side. The Knights went to a man-to-man coverage when they went to that trips, and we had Parker and Bettis on the same guy on the opposite end of the field. So that was almost a disaster there here early in the second half. So big play there to stop them from even getting a first down. So it'll be 3rd and 1. Well, they're going to come measure it here.
Yeah, it's funny. All these measurements have been on our side of the field here. The chain crews had to go a good 52 yards to get themselves all the way across. It's always been right out on that touchline. I think this is going to be a first down. No,
it's going to be short for about 6. So about 6 inches there. So. So after the quick measurement there, it'll bring up 3rd and 1 here for the Raiders, a short one.
So hopefully Knight's going to be able to penetrate that offensive line like they did early in the first half there in the first quarter where
Yep.
Southland got in there. We were able to hold him twice on 3rd and short.
And something to watch here is the center quarterback exchange, and Duke does get a clean exchange and powers forward there. He will get the first down and a little bit more there. So it will be 1st and 10 from just across the 50-yard line. Middleton made the tackle there for the Knights.
49, 1st and 10, Southland.
10 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The Raiders are going to come out here in the I formation, tight end to the right. They're going to motion him across over here to the left. And they will run it back on a counter back to right over the tight end there.
Simon Owen actually on the carry. Brought down by number 34.
Exley on the carry, gain of about 5. Tackle is made by Grayson Darby. So that'll bring up 2nd and about 4.
And it looks to me like Southland have really found something in Exley there. And, I think for the Knights, we've really got to try and adjust here and find a way, because every time Exley's touching the ball, he's giving Southland some good yardage.
Well, he is the motor of this Southland offense. They looking to either hand the ball to Exley or run a play fake off of him. So they will line him up this time at fullback. Big number 7 right there. They're going to snap it, and they're going to hand it to him right up the gut there. And he's going to fight forward for close to for another Raider first down. So
Number 53, John Branch, and number 3, Gleaton Jones on the stop for the Knights.
So John Branch and Gleaton Jones combined for the tackle there. That'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Ball will be placed at the 38-yard line. The Knights looking for a big stop here to open the first half. So the Raiders are running the ball well right now, as they were at the end of the first half there. So.
Yeah, and it's Exley again, and he's lining up either at fullback or running back in there. And, I think they're looking to mix it up, trying to get him outside, trying to get him inside, just trying to find these holes. But, thankfully this time we get through the line and we're able to wrap him up nice and quickly. And I think that looks to be a loss of about 3.
Well, if you're that Knights defense, that's exactly what you have to do. You've got to find him, figure out where he's at, and put a hat on him every time. Because, like I said, they are going to run a play fake to him or hand him the ball just about every play. So that will be a loss of 1 there for the Raiders. That'll bring up 2nd and 11.
And he's going to get tired at some point. I mean, he's not going to be able to keep doing this. So they're going to have to give him a rest at some point. And when they do, that's going to be the Knights' opportunity to try and pin Raiders back, try and get some yardage back, sack, get to the quarterback. So we'll see how often Coach Murray uses them. They're coming out a different formation this time.
So now they've got trips to the left here. Exley is that tailback to the right. So look for something that direction. It is that speed option there. They're going to pitch it to Exley. Out there on the edge, he's got some space. He's going to take it for a gain of about 12 there. So John Branch is on the stop there. So it'll be another first down here for the Raiders. They're going to come back out again in that trips formation. Exley, the lone back there with Duke. They're going to put him to the trip side this time. And they're going to hand it inside to him, and he is met behind the line of scrimmage by John Branch. So that is exactly what the Knights need to do defensively. Is if they can get that push up the middle and hit Exley before he can get speed, that is exactly the way that you draw that up.
Yeah, and John Branch was able to get straight through there, and that looked like a pretty nasty hit. Got him right in the chest there. Exley didn't look like he fancied that one bit.
No, and you continue to hit him like that, he'll shy away from bringing the contact some. So that's exactly what you have to do with a powerful running back like that. So bring up 2nd and 12. They run that trips to the short side of the field here. Exley's the back to the left. They'll speed option it. They'll pitch it, and he'll cut back inside. And it looks like a gain of about 8.
At about 4 for Southland.
3rd and 4 here for the Raiders after another tough run from Exley.
Yeah, and I think the difference here is actually starting to bounce off of tackles as well. We just can't wrap him up early on. We're getting to him, just not able to bring him down early.
Well, I feel like they read the speed option there great. Exley was able to cut back inside, and that's just tough, hard running. So they're going to throw a screen pass out to number 23 here as opposed to Exley, and Parker Jones comes up and just lays a walloping hit on James Griffin there, and he's a little slow to get up. That was a big hit there from the senior corner and safety there. Looks like we are going to get another measurement here.
3rd and short for Southland.
So all the way across the field again come the chain gang.
We have a timeout for a measurement.
Kind of nervous about this. That wasn't even close. Did you see anything like this? I'm like, dude, come on.
So a good solid yard short are the Raiders on this one. So it will bring up 4th down. So it'll be 4th and 1 here.
Third and less than 1 for the Raiders.
So excuse me, 3rd and 1.
At the 19.
Ball is on the 19-yard line. Offset power formation, 2 fullbacks lined up here. Actually, the deep back, they're going to snap it directly to Duke and see if he can't fall forward for that yard. Little pushing and shoving, a little extracurricular activity going on down here.
Yeah, and the Knights are coming out of that, think that they blocked it. Stopped them.
And they come up with the football. Big Carl came up with the football in his hand there.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything official from the officials yet, though. They're giving Southland the ball because they're asking for a measurement here. So I think a lot of this is going to be based upon where that ball is placed.
So another measurement here.
Timeout on the field for a measurement.
Coach, we've had more measurements the last 2 weeks than I think we had all last season.
It looks like this is going to be close. 1st down, Southland.
1st down, Southland.
So tough break for the Knights after in the pile they came up with the football. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 19. The Raiders have big number 42 in there. It looks like they're going to go with that offset power formation. So far, they have done nothing but run behind him out of that. So let's see if they do that, and they will. Actually, they're going to drop the pass, and they're going to throw it to him. So they've run repetitively to his side, and so they reward the big fella throwing the ball out of the backfield.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great play call. I mean, Southland's really controlled the ball here. I don't think we've had an offensive play yet in the second half.
This is the name of their game. This is the way they like to play. They want to play a ball control football game, and unfortunately, that does not bode well for the Knights in that offense. So.
Yeah.
It'll be 2nd and 2 for Southland.
So we'll come out here on second down, 2nd and 2 for the Raiders. Back to that power formation. Exley is not in the game here for the Raiders. Griffin is the deep back. They're going to turn. They're going to hand it to Griffin, and he's going to fall forward for about 1 on the play.
23, James Griffin on the carry for Southland.
So Exley will check back in for the Raiders here. As the Raiders have broken inside the 10-yard line. Ball will be placed about the 8, which will be good enough for a 1st and goal here.
Griffin picked up the first down. It'll be 1st and goal for Southland. Ball is spotted at the 8.
So 1st down and goal for the Raiders, and just under 3 minutes left in this quarter. And it really makes you wonder. They've really pushed a good, nearly 50 yards already. We really need to come up with a stop now with Exley back in the backfield. Ball's handed off to Exley. He gets through, and he's going to be stopped just short of the goal line.
And he is a very slippery back. Even there, it looked like it looked like Heron Bettis was in the backfield with him, was going to put a hat on him, and he just sidestepped and was able to fight forward. So it looks like we are going to have a injury timeout as Exley comes up a little gimp on that. So that's a huge blow for the Raiders if he's unable to go here. You hate to see that there, Coach, as Exley has now gone down. He did stand up there originally, but he has laid back down on the turf.
Done a lot of work.
So good news there is Exley was able to get back on under his own power to the sideline. It looks like he is just catching cramps in both legs as he has he's had quite a few touches tonight. He's done a lot of work there on the offensive side of the football. So the Raiders are going to come out here. It's 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. Griffin checks in at tailback for the Raiders. They've got a bunch formation left with a they're going to toss it that way over that bunch formation. Griffin's going to cut up inside, and he is hit hard there. And it's close to a touchdown, but it does look like he's going to come up short. So
yeah, and that was a super touchdown saving tackle as well, and he hit him pretty hard there as well. So had him lined up.
Parker Jones on the stop for the Knights.
There was one point there where I thought he was going to break through for sure, but again, the Knights are able to stand firm when it matters down here near the goal line. We just got to do it a little bit higher up the field.
Yeah, it's this is a big play right here. Big play right here for the Knights as Looks like they thought there was a timeout called, but there was not. So it is 3rd and 1 for the Raiders. They're going to hurry to the line of scrimmage, try to catch the Knights off guard here. Little miscommunication there from the Raiders, but it doesn't seem to matter as they're able to get the ball in the end zone. So long drive there for the Raiders. Took over 10 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, and with that ball control and the play calling as well, I mean, that's a deserved touchdown. We weren't able to get any penetration through the line when it mattered. Exley really, ran us in the ground, and we were really struggling there to try and keep up with him and try and bring him down. And
and that is not a recipe for success for the Knights. A long offensive drive, like that is exactly what Rod Murray and the Raiders want to do. They want to keep the ball. They want to pound you, and run as much clock as they can and put the ball in the end zone. So, interesting formation. They go with the fake. The ball is on the ground, and they go for the fake. They're not sure why you would do that other than to make it a 7-point game. But the Knights come out. So it does look like we have an injured Raider down on the field. It looks like, again, cramps. Coach, it's not as hot as it has been the previous 2 weeks, but it is still humid. We are still in South Georgia.
Yeah, and, this has been a pretty tough game here. There's been a lot of running, a lot of movement here, so you can certainly see how some of these players may be struggling throughout the weeks. We don't know how much real practice they've been able to get in this week because of the hurricane, because of the rain coming down.
Right,
so,
yeah.
I think that may contribute somewhat to some of these cramps and these injury issues as well.
And hopefully it's something that, with it being an interesting week, the Knights have some depth. So hopefully our depth comes into play here. We've got a lot of games still left to play here. So the Knights will get ready for their first offensive possession of the half, believe it or not, as we have 1 minute and 49 seconds remaining in the third quarter. So long drive there from Rod Murray and the Raiders there, which is, like I said, that's exactly the recipe for success for them. They're not going to come out and score 50 points. They want to keep the ball away from them.
Yeah, and like we said before, it's really a fantastic job by them being able to keep the ball moving. They found Exley in there, and Exley was able to make it count.
First and 10 for the Knights from their own 35.
So the kickoff went out of bounds, so the Knights will take over on the 35-yard line. They're going to motion Parker across the formation, and they're going to toss it to him out there. He's going to get the edge, get the corner, make a man miss, and a gain of a solid run there for Parker Jones for about 12 on that first carry.
Yeah, I mean, he got 15 yards there. It looked like he was going to go inside, and he got a great block on the inside, which was able to push. I think it was Jaden Hubbard got the block there on the inside. Parker saw that. Parker was able to get around the edge. If Jaden doesn't get that block, I still think, maybe only a 5, 6, 7 yard gain. But once he was able to get around the outside of Jaden there, that gave him the extra 7 or 8 yards for him to get forward. That's going to be a great start for the Knights.
It is, and that's exactly what you want after a long offensive drive there for the Raiders. Come out and get a big chunk on your first play. So, minute and 27 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The Knights are going to come out in the shotgun. They've got twins receivers to the right over here with Smith Flynn and Preston Jones. They're going to run the ball the opposite direction there with Gleaton, who cuts upfield. He gets out onto the edge there. He fights forward. He breaks a tackle, and he gets about 15, 16 yards there. So great hard running there from Gleaton Jones.
Yeah, and once again, I think we've got to give a lot of credit to Levi May, give a lot of credit to Jaden Hubbard there. They got out in front, and Gleaton was able to tuck himself back in behind them. Those two put the blocks in, and even when Gleaton got hands on him, I think he still, once again, picked up about 7 or 8 yards, getting those legs moving. Great work by Levi and Jaden up there, really, to give Gleaton the support for him to get those extra few yards.
Yeah, anytime you look upfield and you see 3 offensive linemen and a wall up front, that is a great thing for your running game. So they're going to fake that sweep to Gleaton, give the ball to Thomas Ray. He's going to keep it, and he's going to fight forward for a gain of about 3 there. 48 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
17,
Chase Ledger and Owen Exley on the tackle there for the Raiders. So it'll be 2nd and 9 for the Knights here. Shotgun formation, Singletary the fullback, Jones the tailback. Twins receivers right. They're going to run that. It looked like it was going to be the sweep with Gleaton, and Thomas is going to keep it himself. And he gets stuffed up the middle there. So no room there for Thomas up the middle.
Yeah, and, looking out across the field there, I mean, I think it was, is that Parker or Smith out there? I think Smith Flynn's out there 1v1. And you almost think, if he does hand that off to Gleaton out there with Smith 1v1, and Gleaton, to me looked like had the space to be able to walk in.
Yeah, and that looked like a read option that he just read the wrong guy there. He didn't read that in, and he wasn't able to get that off. So that'll be the end of the third quarter. So we will flip sides of the field, come back down here into the mud a little bit more. At the end of the third quarter, the Raiders are up 12-7 here. So fourth quarter, Knights get ready. They take over here about the 35-yard line. They're going to fake to Gleaton, throw the ball across the middle to Smith Flynn, which is complete down to about the 15-yard line. So play action, quick hitter there to Smith Flynn, who got the sure-handed senior, comes down with the catch and gets a solid 15 yards.
Yeah, and I think that's where Smith's really good. He's able to get across the middle there, find that space. He's got a great set of hands, obviously, playing basketball as well, So, just that movement across and inside, if Thomas is able to put that ball in front of him, he's got the ability there to break through those spaces. And eventually, hopefully, he's going to break for one into the end zone.
So they're going to line up. They're going to hand it to Jones, who is met in the backfield there by Griffin. So, unfortunately, no room there for Gleaton. There's the one that Thomas, I think, should have pulled and kept around the edge. So, unfortunately, as a sophomore, sometimes that happens where you start guessing on that read option. So he'll get it. He'll get it under control. Not a big deal, but that'll bring up 2nd and 12 here for the Knights. So the Knights are going to come out in the offset I formation. They're going to toss it to Jones over there with Singletary out as his lead blocker, and Jones is going to fight forward for a gain of about 7 or 8. So that'll bring up 3rd and manageable here. You got to think, Coach, that as we were just talking about here, they're in 4-down territory. They need a touchdown here.
Well, they do. We've seen earlier on how much time Southland were able to run off the clock, and we're at 10:30 right now. So if we're able to get ourselves a touchdown, you're looking at Southland potentially holding the ball for the next 10 minutes. So, we really got to put 6 or 7 on the board here. Ultimately 7. And then really try and get a stop on them, and then do the same to them as what they did to us in that 3rd quarter.
Yep. So, be interested to see what Coach McCray calls right here. He is definitely going to talk it over. This is a huge play, probably the biggest offensive play of the game here for the Knights. So, the Knights will take their first time out here of the second half with 10 minutes and 7 seconds remaining here in the game. The Raiders have a 12-7 lead.
So we're back here. Knights are 3rd down and about 5 on the Southland 9-yard line. Like we said before, it'd really be nice to go ahead and punch one in here with plenty of time left on the clock. Ball's handed off to Gleaton. Gleaton gets around. He's held, but I think looks like he's going to get enough for the first down. He's going to get out to about the 2-yard line.
Great tough running there from the senior tailback. He lowers his head and brings the wood to
So it's going to be 1st and goal on about the 1.5-yard line. Thomas in the backfield with Gleaton just off to his right. Parker Jones out to his left. Thomas fumbles the ball. And Thomas is sacked for about 14 yards. Gleaton was wide open. I think Thomas really had the time there to toss it over to him, even with pressure on him.
What you've got to do there, you have to have the awareness there of understanding, and he's a sophomore, I get it. But if anything, throw it at Gleaton's feet. Incomplete pass, take over, just live to play another down there from the 4-yard line. That's unfortunately, that is not what you want. A loss of 10 there on that sack puts the Knights in a tough position here, 2nd and 14.
Absolutely.
A goal from the 14. So Thomas is back in the shotgun again. He's got Gleaton to his right, and it looks like we're going to go back another 5 yards, as that is a false start. So disastrous two plays there for the Knights here, as they looked like they were about to easily punch it in to take this lead.
False start against the Knights.
Yeah, and just after the last couple of weeks where everything seems to have gone pretty crisp on the offense, it's starting to have some issues here. I don't know if we're just panicking a little bit. We've started to feel the pressure down there a little bit. But we just got to take a deep breath, take a step back here. I've still got, enough time for us, so nothing wrong with us running down the clock and putting the ball in the end zone as well.
Thomas is going to drop back here, looking to pass. He's got a man open. It's Jones, touchdown!
As a touchdown!
So just how you draw it up. Go ahead, give yourself 20 yards. Give Thomas just enough room to throw that wheel route there to Gleaton Jones for the touchdown. Beautiful ball there from the sophomore there. He shows you why he's back there, Coach.
Yeah, and I tell you what, he just had enough skill to be able to throw that over, because that safety was coming across there, and even him jumping full height there, Gleaton Don't know if they were expecting a handoff to Gleaton, looking at Parker and Smith out in the wings, but Gleaton was wide open coming out of the backfield.
Yeah, that was a fantastic play call there. They've just pounded the ball with Gleaton all night, and so when he releases there, they didn't have anybody in pass coverage for him. So we're going to come out, go for 2 here, power formation, hand it to Gleaton, and he is going to get it. So that makes it a 3-point game, or excuse me, 4-point game. So that's a huge break. Excuse me, they put an extra point up there on they put an extra point up there on the scoreboard, so it is actually 15-12. So that's a 3-point ball game here. Huge 2-point conversion there.
And I think that was the most amount of space that Gleaton's had to run in all night.
I mean, you could have drove a truck through there.
So, watching this game, watching this so far, I mean, if the Southland expected anything but Gleaton to get the ball there, they've made a big mistake. But, I mean, that space for him to go through there, I mean, he almost could have moonwalked through. It was that easy. But now it's down to us. I mean, we've showed what Southland are capable of. We got just under 9 minutes left in the game. We know they can hold the ball. It'll be interesting if we get that short kick this time, or if Wayland really decides, if Coach McRae's told him, let's try and pin him back,
right,
and try and stop him from getting through the halfway line quickly.
Right, and that was a great 2 plays there for the Knights. It looked like they had their backs against the wall, 20 yards, gone backwards, 2 mishaps offensively. Come out, get a touchdown, 2-point conversion. Just shows the fight that this team has. So Marbury's going to put the ball on the tee here from the 40. Line drop back here, looking to.
It looks to me like he's going to go long here.
He took an extra step back from where he was pooch kicking those earlier. So let's see what he's got. And he's going to pop. Well, he's going to pop it up the other side there. Ball's going to hit the turf and bounce backwards. And they're going to push him back there. Forward.
First and 10.
So great pursuit there for the Knights on the kickoff. As forward progress was stopped about the 25-yard line, so that's where the ball will be spotted here for the Raiders. 75 yards to go here for them for a score. They can get a field goal out of it to tie the ball game, but 8 minutes and 43 seconds left. They're going to come out in the trips formation with Duke in the shotgun. They'll run the speed option there to Exley. They're going to toss it to him, and he has nowhere to go. Gleaton Jones read that perfect.
Number 7, Owen Exley.
Yeah, he did. I mean, Gleaton Jones has come up there, and I almost thought there that when that pitch was made, Gleaton could have intercepted the pitch and gone in. But to be fair, he stopped Exley, he got outside Exley, forced him back in, and there were 3 or 4 Knights there waiting for him, and we were able to get a loss. Similar to the early plays that we had, it's going to be second down and about 16.
Yeah, that's exactly how you defend the option. You play assignment football. You find quarterback, pitch back, and Gleaton did his job. He knew he had the pitch back, and he was there waiting for Exley as soon as he caught it. So 2nd and 15 here for the Raiders. Big play there for the Knights offensively. Duke's going to drop back to throw. He's going to throw the ball up over the top, and almost picked off there from by Parker Jones.
Duke's pass was intended for number 21.
Yeah, and that was super coverage from Parker there. I mean, he got turned around. He had his eyes on the ball. He tripped over. Now, I will say this. Had he not been in there, we were down again.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the interesting thing here, earlier in the third quarter, we were not able to get Southland in this position of 3rd and 15, 3rd and 16. So it's taken away a little bit of work for Exley. He's got to do a little bit more work in here if we can at least take away the big play and get Southland to give us the ball back.
Nathan Duke is not that. He's not an elite passer. He is a great running quarterback. But that is not his game to throw the ball up, as he does complete that one there. But when you can put them behind the sticks and make them have to work for these yardage and long first downs, that's not their game. That's not the way they want to play football.
Yeah, he's gone over the middle there, and he's got that distance about cut in half. It's going to be 4th down and about a 5, maybe 4. So it's going to be interesting. They're dropping back for the punt. Exley stayed on the field.
Yeah, that's
the
your
key.
That's your key right there. They have him lined up right there as a personal protector. They could easily snap it quickly to him. Ledger is also a quarterback. Their punter is their backup quarterback, so they're going to actually drop him into the eye under center, and it does look like Coach McCray is going to take a smart timeout there.
Deerfield.
This is the biggest defensive play of the game for the Knights.
Yeah, and smart timeout as well, because 4th and 4, Exley in the backfield. They lined up to punt, but I think we all kind of knew what might have come out of it. So for McCray to get us in there and get us organized and get them refocused on trying to find that ball was a smart decision.
And Ledger is he is the punter back there, but he is the next in line to play quarterback here at Southland. He is a very good passer, probably more so of a passer than even Duke. So that was not surprising there for the Raiders to line up to go for that.
So the Raiders come out again. Parker Jones has dropped back. The Raiders are back in punt formation. So my question is, are they trying to get McCray to use up all of his timeouts? But no, they just drop back some punts. And it's a good punt all the way down to about the Knights 35. And goes laterally and stays about the Knights 34-yard line. So with 7 minutes left in the game, the Knights really need to put a decent drive here together. I think we're going to see a lot of running, keep the clock moving, try and cut that time down, and do play a similar rest of the fourth quarter as Southland did third quarter.
That's exactly it. I think we'll see a lot of a heavy dose of Gleaton Jones here, maybe a little Nick Singletary mixed in there. Try to move the chains. First downs are your friend here. The more first downs you can get, obviously, the more that clock is going to run, and the more you keep the ball out of the Raiders' hands. So we've got 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Thomas is going to come out in the shotgun. Gleaton Jones is the lone back with him back there. They're going to snap it. They're going to hand it as expected to Jones. He's going to fight forward for a gain of 5. So that's a great start for what the Knights are going to look to do here for the remainder of the game as Gleaton powers forward for about 5 or 6 on that first carry.
Number 54, Derek Lane on the stop for Southland.
So 6 minutes and 27 seconds and counting. Clock is running. 2nd and 5 here for the Knights. They're going to come out with twins receivers left. Thomas in the pistol formation. He's going to snap, and he's going to hand it again to Gleaton, who's able to get about a yard on that carry.
Jones brought down by number 23, James.
So that will be 3rd and about 4 here remaining here for the Knights.
Yeah, and I think, this may be Nick Singletary territory right here. Obviously, we're confident there's going to be a run. It's just a case of, are we able to at least try and get a yard? I think if we get a yard or two, then again, we're going to see a 4th down run as well. I think
it looked like Southland jumped there.
Yeah, there was a lot of movement there. Parker was in motion, but I do think that Southland looked to jump offside. They looked to try and get it going early. The whistle came in from the far side, so it's going to be interesting to see what the official does.
So after a little deliberation, they're going to call that one on the Knights.
Yeah, I think they've called that.
So John Branch, number 53, there was a little disappointed in that call. He thinks he was drawn off there. That the defense jumped, but that'll back us up here to be about 3rd and 9. So interesting situation here. The clock does stop on that penalty, so we will probably put the ball in the air here to try to get that first down.
Yeah, I mean, you think that. There's a lot going on over there right now. Coach McCray's on the field. He's having a little chat with the referee. I'm sure just asking him what he was having for dinner after the game tonight.
cordial conversation there.
Yeah, but on they come. Gleaton in the backfield with Thomas Ray. Nick lined up as a tight end out here with Parker out to his left.
They're going to hand the ball to Gleaton off of that side. He's going to put his foot to the ground, make a cut, dance a little bit forward, and he was about one block shy of bringing that one there. So that'll bring up 4th and 4 here for the Knights.
Yeah, and this is big here because, we're not sure on that long snap. We can't let them get in field goal range. Gleaton's in the backfield. It's 4th down and 4. This is a big play.
It is not going to be a quick kick here as Thomas is going to come under center. He's trying to draw the Raiders off sides here. That does not happen. So Thomas is going to look to the sideline. They're going to motion Parker down actually onto the line of scrimmage there. And there's a flag as Coach McRae was just not going to use the timeout. And now he'll line up for the punt.
Yeah, and this is going to be big.
Yeah.
This is going to be big because, as we all know, we've had issues with the punting game the last couple of weeks. Hayden was out there earlier working on his long snaps. And to be fair, every single one of them was hitting chest height, hitting waist height. So, from that standpoint, Coach McRae feels confident that we've worked on this. We figured this out. Garrett's back to punt, and we really need to put this ball deep into Raider territory.
Well, and from conversations with the coaching staff, he really is a fantastic long snapper. Yep. This is his first year. He's never done it, so it's expected to have a little bit of the yips there. But hopefully he's settled down here now. This is a big one. We do have Watson. If you notice, Coach, he is a little deeper here. Try to maybe keep this one from going over his head. So the Knights line up to punt. Nathan Duke is the deep man to return the kick for Southland. And it is a low snap, but Watson's able to get it off. A nice kick that takes a Deerfield bounce. Fantastic roll there. And not sure why Duke would even touch the ball at all there, but he does. So they will take over from about the 20-yard line. So it definitely was not too high of a snap.
Yeah, and interesting to see that Hayden was the first one on the ball.
Yeah.
He snapped it back. He's got himself forward. That's a good kick by Gleaton and took a Deerfield bounce. So with about 4:30 left, Southland are starting with the ball on their own 20-yard line. We really need here. Exley's coming off, interestingly enough. Exley's hobbling off to the side. Maybe they're going to give him a rest for 2nd, 3rd down.
Yeah, and it's we can never come to Americus without there being a little excitement, right? So the Raiders are going to take over here with a little over 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. They're going to line up in the shotgun. They're going to run a keep with Duke, who is hit hard in the backfield there by
Duke on the keeper.
Number 55, Giacomo Palazzolo, come up and laid a pretty solid hit there on Duke. So that'll bring up 2nd and 8 for the Raiders. The clock is running. 4 minutes, just inside of 4 minutes left.
After the game. Thank you.
I formation here for the Raiders. Just a little piece of information. Still no Owen Exley on the field here. They're going to snap it, and they're going to hand the ball to Griffin, who fights forward for a gain of about 4 or 5. He's still fighting. Good tough run there by the backup tailback for the Raiders.
Yeah, and he's moving laterally, and he's able to pump those legs. And I think once the Knights get hold of him trying to move that power forward, he's just almost getting half a sidestep in just to help the Knights lose their balance a little bit and keep himself moving.
He does have a little lower center of gravity than Exley, so he's able to fight forward for some of that extra yardage. It will bring 3rd and 1 here for Southland.
Exley's back into the game as well, so maybe they're looking to try and save him if they can get some more yardage going forward. But if we can get a big stop here, we'll be in good shape.
Exley's at fullback here. They're going to snap it, and they're going to run the speed option off the fake to Exley. Griffin with a big, tough run, but Parker Jones not going to let him go there. That was a heck of a tackle.
Number 12, Parker Jones.
So that'll be first down there for the Raiders. Parker did check out there after that play. So Duke and Exley are lined up in the gun. You got Twins receivers to the right. They're going to run the speed option that way. Duke is going to toss it out. It looked like a forward pass there, but they're going to give it to him. Unfortunately, we're not going to get that call. But honestly, great job on the speed option there for the Knights. That's about as good as you can play it. Exley just was able to fight forward and get some tough yardage.
Yeah, I mean, especially when they spread out as well, because you're not able to bring that second defender in there. And that's what we had so good earlier, was when we did get outside on that speed option and force them back in, we had coverage inside to make the tackle. When they spread it out like that, it takes away and moves it into a 1v1 battle.
Well, I just noticed there they did run the speed option away from Gleaton Jones that time. So Gleaton's done a great job all night on it. So that may be what they're keying on, is finding where he's at and run it the other way. As it does look like they move Exley to the other side of the formation, trips to the right, and they'll run the speed option at Jones, and they hit him in the backfield. So Gleaton did a fantastic job of reading that again, and nothing much doing there for Duke.
Yeah, but once again, Heron Bettis steps up there. Sorry, Smith Bettis steps up there, and he had Exley in his sights. Gleaton was waiting for a quarterback to pitch it out there, and I think he kind of got a little bit indecisive. And as he tried to cut back inside, lost his footing. Loss of about 2.5. It's going to be second down and 12.
So the Raiders are going to come out here in an I formation. Twins receivers to the right. They're going to drop back to pass here. Duke's going to throw it up top. And, incomplete. Smith Flynn never got his eyes on the football there, but what a lucky break there for the Knights, as Law is just not able to come up with that.
Yeah, he should have caught that.
Yeah.
I think you got to look at it there. That Smith never got his eyes around. That was put over Hunter's head. You think when it gets tossed up like that after Hunter's interception last week, you kind of you look at that coverage. Now, I'm not saying the coverage was good, but the ball should have been caught.
That was a fantastic throw from Duke. Again, that's not much of his game, but he put that one on the money, and it's almost too good. His receiver couldn't come down with it. So, I formation here. Exley is not in the game here for the Raiders. They're going to fake it to the fullback, and they're going to try to throw it again. They're going to throw a slant across the middle, and Smith Flynn's going to come up, miss a tackle. And that was complete for a gain of about 15 there.
Yeah, and of course, that stops the clock. That's going to be first down, stops the clock on our 40-yard line. A minute and 24 left. There's a player down. Player's injured down on the field. It's a Knight. Interesting finish this is going to be. He came straight across the middle there. I think, Exley wasn't on the field, so...
Well, Coach, that was actually the same route combination they ran on the previous play. The only difference was he hit the underneath route as opposed to going over the top there. So he saw, I think Coach Murray saw something there on the coverage that we did have too deep there. So you run that same formation, same route tree, and look to the underneath there, and there was nobody home.
Yeah, and that play for 15 yards going straight across the middle. I just don't think we picked it up, like you said, and we didn't find it early enough. So it's going to be interesting to see here. Exley's kind of been in and out the last few plays. When he's been in, they haven't used him. Tried to use him the one time where Duke slipped. Yeah. Tried to use him a second time where we are able to put pressure high on him and take him down for the loss in the backfield. But since they haven't used him, they've been able to find some yardage across the middle and deep into Knights territory.
Yeah, and if you watch as he walks back there, he's definitely favoring that right leg. So I'm assuming it's probably his cramps, but it's definitely starting to affect him. So, and the Raiders crowd here is starting to make a little noise as we line up here. They line up in the shotgun. They run that speed option. It looks like they got a flag in the area of a hold. So.
Nathan Duke on the keeper. There's a flag on the play.
And
so that will be a hold.
Yeah. And that's holding against the Raiders. So that's going to be helpful. That takes them 10 from the spot, and the spot is just behind the original line of scrimmage. So that's going to put them. And I think you tell me if I'm wrong. Is that our first holding call of the evening on either side?
It is. That is.
And what a time to have it. So that takes the Raiders back into their territory. So this could help the Knights, hopefully. We just got to watch that deep ball at the moment. It's going to be first down and about 21.
And that is a really unfortunate holding call there for the Raiders because the Knights had to play bottled up anyway. It wasn't going anywhere. So it didn't spring anything. It wasn't going to. So big break for the Knights to bring up a 1st and 20 here. Just inside of a minute now. The Raiders line up and the ball's on the ground. Ball's out. That quarterback center exchange has not caused a turnover yet, but that was just about disastrous there for the Raiders.
Yeah, and number 53, John Branch. Will Wiles, we haven't said his name tonight. He's had a great first few games. First time we've heard about him tonight. But, obviously if the Knights recover that, that's the ball game. But like you said, I mean, that's about the 4th or 5th time where they've had that issue, really. The first time, I think, in the second half that they've had that issue. And with the holding penalty beforehand and now the missed snap, maybe they're starting to feel a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, and I can guarantee you that is something that Coach Rod Murray will address on Monday is this quarterback and center exchange because, you're not going to get a fortunate bounce every time on that. So that could have been huge there for the Knights to come up with a turnover there. So it'll be 2nd and 22 here. 54 seconds remaining in the game. The Knights have a 3-point lead with the ball spotted on the 47-yard line. So we are coming out here. Need a big defensive stop here. So the Raiders will come out here in the shotgun. Exley is to the right of Duke here in the shotgun. They're going to snap it. They're going to roll Duke out here. Gleaton Jones coming with pressure around the backside. Duke's going to flip it out, and the ball is dropped. So we had pressure on Duke coming out from the edge there by Gleaton. Then John Branch stepped up, put a little pressure in his face. And that was a great pass under duress there from Duke, but it was just dropped.
Yeah, and that's the second one. Hudson Collins there. He's wide open on the touchline, so as soon as he catches that, he's just able to back out of bounds and stop the clock.
Yeah.
And it would have hit him in the leg.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have hit him in the upper leg. It's both hands on the ball. It was straight at him. Really, from Coach Murray's standpoint, that's a little disheartening with that good of a throw.
Yeah.
From Duke, and they've just put the ball on the ground for a second time.
Because that is a tough play. He's rolling to his left, right-handed quarterback, throwing across his body, and it puts it right where it needed to be. So, unfortunate break there for the Raiders, but a big time break for the Knights. So it will be 3rd and 22 here. 48 seconds remaining. Clock is stopped after the incomplete pass. They're going to snap and they're going to fake to the tailback. Pressure's coming, and he's going to flip it out to the back, which. Still not much going there. Big play, big hit coming up there. That was Carter Daraso again on the big open field tackle. Coach, I don't think he's missed a tackle all year.
No.
Great play from the junior.
And we've got to give a lot of credit here to Frank Middleton because Frank Middleton came off the outside there and he was making Duke run.
He was.
If Duke holds onto the ball for half a second more, Frank's got him. He's put him down, and that would have been a huge, huge loss. Fair play to Frank there. He's not given up on it. He's gone at him. He's gone after him, and he's made Duke rush. And, from the Knights' standpoint, it gave our defenders time to shift across, get the coverage, and they weren't able to get any gain.
Yeah, so one play for the ball game here. We got 26 seconds remaining here in the game. 4th and 21. If the Raiders do not get a first down here, obviously the game is over. So look for there was a timeout called there by Coach Murray. He's going to take his last timeout to try to draw something in the dirt, see what he can't come up with. Look for some sort of misdirection, some sort of trickery here. You got to. This is your last opportunity at it. So be interested to see what he calls here coming out of that timeout.
Yeah, and, this is going to be the interesting side of it. Coach Murray's known as a fantastic defensive coach. He's done a great job with his defense. So see what he can draw up on the offensive side of the ball. Exley in the backfield as well. Knights playing 3 deep. So we're looking. Here comes looking at the coverage.
So Duke's going to sprint out. He's going to take it across the edge.
And he doesn't get there. He doesn't get there.
He's short. Stopped there short by Parker Jones. So that'll be the game. Right there.
And every single Knight defender has dropped off expecting the throw. And with that happening, it's just given Duke the opportunity to get around the edge. And thankfully, Parker Jones has stayed there, kept his eye on him, stepped up and made the tackle. Now, he had 4th and 22, and he got down to within about 4.5 yards of keeping the drive going.
Very, very tough nose running there from Duke, but it just wasn't quite enough to get the first down there. So it will be 1st and 10 for the Knights. Ball on the 35-yard line. Victory formation coming up here. They'll just take a knee and take this one home.
Yeah, and, it's certainly been one of those games. In the first quarter, we thought this could have got away from the Raiders a little bit. The second quarters, Raiders were able to get themselves back into it. The third quarter, they took the lead.
Yeah.
They kept the ball for 10 or 11 minutes. So when we were giving them the ball back with about 6 minutes left, it was still on for them to be able to drive. The penalty, 2 drop catches, and a fumbled snap. That extra 15 yards that it put against them really hurt them towards the end there. Well, really hurt them in the fourth quarter.
And the Raiders did a good job of playing their game tonight. They ran the ball well. They were very physical, but it just wasn't enough. The Knights were able to edge it there. Great job of with Coach McCray having some knowledge there to run some different sweeps and things, get the ball into your playmakers' hands. That touchdown for Parker Jones there on the shovel pass, that was a huge play. So the Knights will take this one home from America's final score 15-12. So we will see you guys next week as we get ready to take on
Tatnall Square Academy. Tatnall Square Academy.
So long from Harvey Simpson Stadium.
So please remember tomorrow that the Knights will host the Deerfield Windsor Invitational cross-country meet at Kinchafooney Primary School. Not at Albany State, as it usually is, but it'll be at Kinchafooney Primary School with the first race starting at 8 a.m. Good luck to the Knights cross-country runners.